Don't let me stop you, do what you came to do.
Man, thanks for having me again. It's great to be back. Sure, Jungle Rush started probably around 2009-10. We originally built South Africa's biggest freestyle motocross park that was open to the public, and yeah, about 5 years ago, unfortunately, there was a lot of situations with our ramps being stolen and whatnot due to location. So we landed up moving our stuff to Scotty Billet's house here in Chartwell, and yeah, now we have pretty much our own private facility. Unfortunately, with the sound and noise complaints, we're not able to really open it up to public, so we just keep it more private for now. But that's when we try to get involved with Nick de Wit's open day, so we can try bring more riders out and get them involved in the sport. Right now I've got Scotty Billet.
What's up guys, I'm Scotty Billet, 21 years old, from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Michael Oyston.
I'm Mike Oyston. I'm a South African FMX rider riding for Jungle Rush FMX, and yeah, I also help the team out with a couple of video edits here and there, but my main focus is obviously the riding.
Shane Bainham.
My name's Shane Bainham. I'm one of the riders for Jungle Rush FMX. I've been riding freestyle motocross now for about 2 years. Previously was a motocross rider. I rode national and regional motocross, and then I met Dallan Goldman, Mike Oyston and Scott Billet, and they introduced me into the whole freestyle industry, and then from there just been growing at it and getting better and better as we go.
Newcomer Reece Chinnery.
Hey, my name's Reece Chinnery.
We've got Braden Davies out here from Australia.
I'm Braden Davies, 24 years old, from Perth, Western Australia. I'm over here riding freestyle motocross for the Jungle Rush FMX team.
And as well as Nick de Wit rides with us pretty often.
Hey, I'm Nick de Wit from Johannesburg, and we're out here today at the Jungle Rush compound to have a bit of a training ride, and just have some fun.
Yeah, we're just a good bunch of friends who like to all ride together and just have fun. So to get involved in Jungle Rush FMX, we obviously need to get along with you. It's just a group of friends, as I said, trying to make the best out of this sport, and you just need to be persistent and dedicated to this. Nothing happens overnight, and it takes a lot of years of practice and dedication.
Today I just built my bike this morning, just heading out here to the Jungle Rush compound to have a practice. Originally just come off a YZ 250. I've ridden a YZ for years, 252 stroke. Sort of just one of those things where I got back from America, I didn't have any suspension for my 2-stroke, and a mate of mine lent me his 4-stroke, and I rode that, enjoyed it, and haven't looked back.
I started riding FMX in 2017, well, the beginning of 2017. So it's been, basically almost 2 years now. And then, just progressed with it. I started off just hitting a smaller gap, building up to our main gap, which is 21 meters. And then, just got involved with Dallan, and then they've taught me everything I know right now. And it got me where I am today.
I started FMX about 2 years ago. I'd say I started doing tricks. I've been hitting ramps for 3 years.
I started riding freestyle motocross back in 2011. I was 15 years old. I had a 250F, a Yamaha. Just started riding with Dallan, started hitting some ramps, started getting really comfortable, and from there it's just led to where we are now.
So I started riding when I was 16 with Dallan Goldman at his old FMX compound. I progressed really quickly, and once I started getting all the tricks dialed, started riding shows, and then Dallan got me on board on the team.
I met Dallan a few years ago just through social media. He came over last year, stayed with me for about 3 weeks. He got some flip style while he was over in Perth, and then he headed back and then told me to come over here and do some shows with Jungle Rush.
Boys, Mr. Scotty Billett! Scotty B in the house. Oh, sorry. Alongside Scotty B, we got the man, the legend, Dallan going into the flip combos. They truly kickstart the heart of the...
For freestyle motocross specifically, I have my own style. I try to just tweak everything and make it more unique to me. And then I try to stay in the more looser style Thor MX gear, which just gives me that extra flexibility, when I'm stretching out and doing my specific tricks.
Well, I myself am sponsored by a riding gear brand called Fly Racing, and basically it mixes comfort and style, so I'm very comfortable.
I'd say my style is more of a classic motocross style to the rest of the guys, but they also have everyone has their own unique style in their way.
My favorite trick at the moment is a good old cliffhanger, and followed by that it'll have to be a rock solid.
Favourite trick, I reckon probably be a mace twist. I think I put my sort of own little style on it and enjoy doing that and replicating what he used to do.
Check it out now. We got the beats, the bump. Bang your head to the bass from the drum. Hey!
One of my favourite FMX riders in South Africa would probably be Dallan.
Dallan Goldman.
Definitely would be Dallan Goldman.
Dallan Goldman, he has a lot of style.
Due to the fact that I've seen him go down really hard and get back up, it's just inspiring to see. And also the boundaries he pushes takes it to the next level for everyone in SA as well.
I've pretty much grown up riding with him. He's pretty much taught me everything I know, and I owe pretty much everything freestyle wise to him.
His riding style's sick, and he's got the backflip down recently now, so he's just going to keep on climbing.
No, not to be biased at all. Just because before I even rode for Jungle Rush, I knew Dallan as a freestyle rider as well, and he's also just helped me a lot with it, and I look up to him just because of that as well.
When we travel for shows and stuff like that.
Oh, so that's a difficult one.
That's a tough one, eh? I wouldn't mind with anyone. I'm easy, eh? I'll park cheesy with anyone.
I'd probably just room with Mike Oyston. We're actually housemates, we live together, so we get along really well, and we know how each other work, so yeah, probably just room with him.
I'm most likely to share a room with Dallan Goldman. Him and I are currently actually living together, so we get on well, we know how each other works, we know what each other does and doesn't like, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, probably Dallan, because I've known him for a long time, and I know he doesn't snore or get up to anything creepy at night, so yeah, I'd probably roommate with him, eh?
The person I'd least likely like to share a room with is Scotty Billett. And that's purely because the dude doesn't know how to stop snoring.
It's funny, I actually usually get put in a room with Dallan Goldman.
Because he's a snoring machine. He cuts down the trees or thinks he's a motorcycle in his sleep, so yeah, it gets a bit hectic, and I often have to wake up and beat him with a pillow. But yeah, it's all good, man. I'll room with any one of the boys.
Most awkward moment I had is went to go ride a show for Dragon at Wonderland Festival, and my first actual jump of the show, I ended up over jumping the show and knocking myself out before the show even began. So that was extremely embarrassing to do. I hope it never happens again.
It would have had to be last Saturday when we was trying to do a stoppie and I went over the bars, crashed in front of everyone.
It's probably my crash at the King of the Whip. People who saw it really gave me a mouthful about it. It was really dumb. It was a really dumb crash, and after I went down and I stood up and I realized what happened, it was super awkward. I knew I really messed up, but you can't really do anything about it. It is what it is.
I'd say the best thing to get FMX bigger in SA is actually the broadcasting of the sport itself as well, and the pushing of sponsors and things like that, and actual people getting involved in the sport. As like you'll see motocross, there's a lot of involvement with different kinds of companies and all that kind of stuff, where FMX is a very small community, but at the same time the guys that are doing it in this country that are actually pushing the boundaries are at a very high level.
We would need to grow the riders in the country that are currently riding, more support from sponsors and stuff like that, helping us getting to events with the products that we need.
It basically just needs more fans. If it just got out there a bit better and more people knew about it, and you know, like if we had half the following of soccer or rugby, then we'd be pretty set in the country.
Well, freestyle motocross is still quite small in South Africa. You know, there's not that many people doing it, but I think with teams and compounds like this, you know, encouraging people to come ride with us, come and try it out, and also the events we do. You know, we try and push to make sure that you know, we do events in cool places where people can see it, and then we're pretty open to having people come to us and ask us for advice, and you know, let us show them what it's all about, show them how to do it, you know, teach them some bike skills, and we do a bit of training with them. So I think all of that will help push the sport and make it bigger.
Sure, the feeling in there is completely undescribable. It's definitely an escape from reality. Everything and anything that's going on in your life for those few seconds seems to dissipate, and it's also a sense of freedom.
Yeah, it's a feeling that's very difficult to describe. It's really, when people say it feels like you're flying, it really, like, it does feel like you're flying. Especially on tricks like a rock solid, where you completely let go of the bike and you actually really are flying for that split second without the bike. The feeling, yeah, it's unreal. It's something that I can never get enough of.
Sure, that feeling is very hard to describe, but yeah, it's like anyone would say, you don't know until you've done it. But the feeling is just free. It's just like you feel like you're a bird, and there's no noise or anything like that. It's just you and your bike in the air, and yeah, it's just that focus in between you and your machine. So yeah, that's the feeling I get most of the time.
Some of my highlights in my career is mainly riding just big events, like one of the bigger ones I've ridden, which I really enjoyed, was Ultimate X. Otherwise, is riding King of the Whip was awesome. Even though I didn't make it far this year, it's still awesome just to be there. And heading over to Rwanda was really cool, and traveling to Botswana and all of that is awesome. So yeah, those are all the key highlights of my career so far, and hopefully I'm just going to get more and more of them.
Some of my highlights was obviously, you know, going overseas when I was a little bit younger. I think I was 19. I got to ride with some of the boys like Robbie Madison and Jimmy Fitzpatrick, and you know, Les Parsons, some of the international boys, Jarek McNeil and them. So yeah, I also came back and I've been flipping this last 7-8 months or something. So you know, for me that's just a huge achievement, as you know, I went through some hard times trying to get there. So yeah, being back now and being able to, you know, spin them on a regular basis, you know, just got me happy. I'm happy in a happy place right now. So
my highlights is actually riding shows, to see people's reactions and how people actually, once they see it for the first time, they cannot believe what they're seeing, and also just the the help and everything from all our sponsors has meant so much to all of us, and yeah, we can't thank them all enough.
If I was conducting an interview and I had to ask a rider a question, I'd say how did they get involved in the sports, and what gave them the motivation to get this far or get involved?
It's a hard one actually. I would ask.
I'd probably ask what most interviewers always ask us, which is how many bones have you broken?
Oh, sorry, you put me on the spot there with that one. Yes, injuries during a freestyle career. What injuries have you sustained, and how have you come past it? It's pretty much the one question I'd ask. Yeah.
You know, my answer would be when I was 4 years old on my 4th birthday, my dad got me a Pee Wee 50, and you know, I was pretty much hooked on bikes since then. I rode on and off for a couple of years, and then when I got to the age of 14, I got an RM125, started racing a little bit and getting involved in the racing, and by the time I was 15 years old, I hit a freestyle ramp for my first time and I was hooked, you know. Pretty much from there, over the last 10 years, I've just been trying to take it as serious as I can, and yeah, I'll just try and make a name for myself. Yeah, in the next coming years, I think that, you know, right now I'd say we're one of, you know, South Africa's top FMX team, and in the next couple of years, hopefully all the boys will be on a completely different level, you know, most of them will hopefully be flipping, and yeah, we just want to, you know, be South Africa's #1 freestyle motocross team and known around here, you know, and then hopefully, you know, we go international and get more involved with the more international events, and yeah, it would be awesome if Nitro came back and we could get some more of our local riders involved, you know. Luckily Nick was able to get involved last year, and another African rider, Alistair Sayer, but you know, he was involved in the last show, so hopefully we can, you know, get a lot more riders involved, get most of the team in there, and yeah, it would be cool to just, you know, see us grow and get into different international events coming here, and to send us overseas. X Games Sydney's coming up, you know, it would be awesome to have some of the boys in Best Whip there and whatnot, and who knows what else, you know. We just would like to obviously travel and go wherever we can.
I've got a fair bit planned for the rest of the year, just training down at Josh Ian's place when I get back, shows with Freestyle Kings back in Australia and over in China, just pretty much training, keeping busy, and yeah, just riding as much as I can.
On social media, on Instagram you can find us at Jungle Rush FMX, as well as Facebook under Jungle Rush FMX, and our email contact information is on there, as well as you can visit our website at www.junglerushfmx.co.za. Yeah, I'd just like to thank all the Jungle Rush FMX sponsors, Dragon Energy,
Fitness, cleaning products,
Lux Brands, Bridgestone,
TRP distributors,
Floor MX, Ride 100%,
Skull Candy,
Bounce South Africa, DC Shoes,
100% goggles,
AR Developments,
and Jaded Inc. You know, without them, the team wouldn't be able to get as far as we are right now, and all their support we really appreciate, and yeah, who knows where we're going to go in the future, but it's only up from here.